Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Caroline. Today's video is how I cured my son's Molluscum contagiosum, and that is a viral skin infection that causes painless bumps that could look like warts or acne. And let me tell you, they are such a pesty, stubborn freaking infection because the time frame that they can stay is horrific. Um, I saw, casually just one bump. It actually looked like milia. If you guys aren't familiar with milia, a lot of babies get it. A lot of older people get it. It's almost like a zit, right? So he had one for a really long time. I didn't think of it too much. And then he slowly but surely started getting a few other ones around his eye area. And what I think now what happened is that when we went to buy glasses for him, you try on different pairs of glasses to see which one you like, which one you don't like, what fits, yada yada. Because the timing of when he got his glasses and when it started appearing in the eye area fits. I don't know where else he could get this. The doctors did say that he could have got it, I think, water-based, like maybe in a pool, in a bathtub, somebody who had it, something of that nature. But I think ultimately it happened with the glasses. So if you guys go get glasses for yourself or for your kids, I definitely recommend sanitizing those glasses because we're putting it on oily parts. Somebody could have the molluscum contagiosum and then the same thing can happen. So I'm really trying to prevent you guys from suffering through that because, like I said, they're really pesky and annoying. So I just wanted to throw that in there. So I brought him to the pediatrician. The pediatrician told me, don't worry, there's nothing to really cure or treat this. It's just a matter of time. They'll go away on its own. And I really blame myself because a pediatrician is mostly there for your overall health, not really your skin like a dermatologist. So my suggestion would be to find a kid's dermatologist. When I finally tackled the situation, COVID was around and a bunch of kid dermatologists were booked. So I had to just take him to my dermatologist. And we first tried liquid nitrogen. Look, I'm gonna send it to Daddy.
Oh, that's a big no-no. Close your eyes. Don't move, okay?
Don't move, because that one's by the eye, Bobby. On him, and that was every 2 weeks. And we would see, I don't think the best of results because even when I wasn't treating him, some bumps would go away and new ones would come, and the same thing was happening with the liquid nitrogen. So me and the dermatologist both came to terms that we would have to move on to the next step, which was very invasive because it causes scars. It swells up. He has scabs on his face. It is painful. Okay guys, so he may look happy right now, but he's actually going to be out of school for 2 weeks because, as you guys are seeing, this is just blistering and getting worse. So he can't go to school looking like that. Plus the mask really agitates it. So, as I said, we did try the first option for a long time and it just was not giving us the results we needed. So we moved on to that. I have 2 other videos that goes into depth and shows you the footage of all this stuff happening so you can see what it's like. And my son obviously did not look forward going to the dermatologist. He was crying. It was just a whole freaking situation that I'm trying to prevent you guys because we don't want to see our kids hurting like that. Okay, so we did the second invasive step. I forgot what it's called. I don't know if it's called cantharidin, something. It's like an acid that they put on him. It burns, and then they put a transparent or clear like tape on it. And like I said, it did blister so awful that he could not go to school. I wasn't going to send him to school with a bunch of tapes and blisters all over his face. I don't need kids to bully him. I don't need to bring that kind of attention to my son, who is a very sensitive, sweet little boy. You know, he's not that wild child who can really defend himself. I'm trying to incorporate that in him, but for now he just doesn't have it in him. He's more reserved. So I did get a doctor's letter from the dermatologist to excuse him for school. They gave me a time frame of 2 weeks for the blistering to like heal and everything, but his skin did pretty well, and I think it was only a week, so he did end up going to school after. And you know, with that we did see results, but these things are so damn stubborn. Some of them didn't want to freaking die, and I was just like, what do we do now? Now the dermatologist wanted to do this whole procedure again. I'm sorry, but we're just not gonna continue to freaking mess up his face like that. He can't be missing school. You know what I'm saying? We already have remote learning. We already have COVID. It's just, you know, I cannot hold him back like that. So I said no. And I just went online and tried researching more. I had tried this cream from Amazon that I feel like, again, it didn't really do anything, because some would disappear, some would come back. It worked. It had great reviews. I'm not going to include it because I really feel like it didn't do anything whatsoever. So I just jumped on and tried really looking at what other parents have done to cure it, or what they're trying out. And something that clicked in my head was, you know, obviously washing his face, keeping it clean. Hygiene is very important with Molluscum contagiosum, and putting a tape, a little band-aid on it. They sell these little circular ones, or you can cut, whatever you want to do. And what I do is I'd wash his face, pat dry with a towel that I would not reuse. I'd throw it in the hamper, and then at nighttime the same thing. If he showers, I'm only using his big towel for his body, because it did not spread, thank God, to other parts of his body. I think he had one on the back of his neck that was like to the extent of where it traveled, because I've heard many stories where it traveled everywhere, the back, the stomach, the legs. It's just literally a nightmare. So yeah, so I would just use a different little towel, fresh, new one. You can buy them, a big pack of them at Marshall's or TJ Maxx for a really affordable price, and just throw it in the hamper. It is what it is. Keep it clean. The pillowcases also, you should wash them regularly. I feel like that's a given for anybody, but I feel like I was more on top of the towel part and putting the little band-aids on his bumps. Now with doing this, I didn't know at the time, but he suffers from allergies, which made sense why he was always rubbing his eyes. I was like, stop rubbing your eyes, and he just could not. He was always rubbing his eyes, and that was where the bumps were. So they were spreading. They have a white little tip that if you pop it, that's how it contaminates and starts spreading. So I feel like that's what was going on. As soon as I put those band-aids, even if you would rub, you know, it's not going to come off that easy. It stopped coming back. It stopped completely. So that advice to me was completely heaven sent, because he's cured from it. Now, he does have 2 scars. They are lightening up, but you have to be careful with the sun exposure to put sunscreen, and be just very diligent about that. I'm gonna insert the clip of how he looks now, but I really hope that this helped you guys, because I don't want anyone to go through this. It really is a nightmare, and you know, I don't even want adults to go through this, kids especially. So hopefully this helped you guys. I would really appreciate if you can comment, like, and subscribe. And I'm inserting the clip now. Okay, so here I have a little Leo, and you can see there's 2 scars over here, and then this one is pretty, I guess, noticeable. Leo, look at me, mi amor. But otherwise, those are lightening up, and he did have one over here for like the longest time, but that is much better. So yeah, you guys can see from the previous videos in the other YouTube ones that I have that it got much better for sure. He's just being playful. But